Welcome to the Beacon by Soul 33, teachings for your past, present and future. Good morning everyone. It is April 22nd and if you are listening to this on the Beacon app or on YouTube or on Spotify, please don't forget to help me out and do all the things like, tag, subscribe, share, let people know that this platform exists. It helps me to grow more resources for you and to give you more value in terms of my offerings. I actually can't believe it is the end of April. The fourth month of the year is almost done. And it's really important that, this is why I do these Monday mantras. Regardless of what's going on in my life, regardless of what mood I'm in, I am here to help you and help myself understand what life is asking for us, because sometimes it's all a bit of a great mystery as to what's happening and why it's happening. As I do a recap of last week's energy, when I do this, it's for you to look in hindsight. What's happened for me? How could I have seen the Monday mantra play out? For me, it was very fascinating because obviously I'm looking at my own life, but I'm also looking through the eyes and the souls of other people that come to me in order for me to help them progress themselves as I'm progressing myself. Your Monday mantra last week was, I have a skeleton key and I open the door that is right for me. I have a skeleton key and I open the door that is right for me. Now, we have a full moon that is starting this week on the 23rd. And I started talking about early last week the emotions, the fears, the old patterns that are coming up, but it's all coming up to align us with our highest purpose, getting rid of that dead weight. This can be in all forms. It could be people that are falling away. It could be spaces being created by what you might think is a rejection, but actually what it is an opportunity. It's giving us renewed focus because we're still in that Mercury retrograde energy. And Mercury retrograde, okay, I try and talk it up. I try and find the positives out of it. But it can be really challenging time when it comes to hearing from people and people's communication being strange. And this whole period with all the eclipses that we've had, it's been a time, and especially coming into the week of the full moon, to really look at what all of this has been for. If you remember, this whole month, I just loosely has been around loyalty. And loyalty in terms of who's really there for you, who is actually truly what they say they are and don't have hidden agendas, and picking a side. It's like sometimes, and this is what I realized as I went through the week, when we are given a key and it opens multiple doors, sometimes having too many choices makes things really difficult. But when we make a choice and when we open the door and we look in and we go, okay, don't quite know what's in here, but I'm liking the vibe so far, I'm going to commit to that. I have told you all many times, I'm someone that doesn't change my mind very often. When I stick to something, I stick to something and I just keep going and making it work. And if there's something that doesn't align with my values or my core ethics, that's the only time that I will change my mind. Otherwise, everything I build, business-wise, relationship-wise, I do that for the long term. My skeleton key, once the door is open, I'm not going to be opening any other doors unless they're really in front of me and Spirit's opening them up for me. What dead weight has been falling away from your life? Really think about that. Who, what experiences, where has it given you, and how has it given you renewed focus? And with the cracks that are showing, are situations being repaired and made stronger than ever? Or is it really time to be like, no, this is destroyed, it is done? For me, I have seen cracks, which then have been playing out in victim energy, and it's flitting between you are the victim, I am the victim, we are the victims, but actually none of us are, because we've decided to be empowered and look at the opportunity that this presents, because nothing happens for no reason. We are presented with opportunities all the time. We just have to see it that way, and it can sometimes be really hard. There has been a great purge of people in our lives, relationships breaking down, some for good and some for a stronger foundation. I have the most wonderful people in my life. I have been blessed with friendships that have been established since I was a small child. My friends go from all age groups. I think my youngest closest friend is 25, and my oldest closest friend is probably 90. And I get along with all of these people. And I've noticed those that are falling away are people that are taking, or they're wanting something from you, or to be you, or to replace you. And that is not a healthy, balanced relationship. So think about that in your own life. Where have relationships been breaking down, and what have you learned about yourself in that? To process what has been happening, that independent theme has been something that is from last week, and it goes into this week, because Spirit told me to bring it up again this week. The independence is not that we're locking away ourselves in isolation and not communicating with anyone. It's about really reviewing the emotions and searching deeply in our soul for the truth. Because I know that when too many people are talking at me, I can't hear myself, and I know that what I know is the truth. This is why I have people come to me, this is why I don't allow clients to talk, because I need to feel inside of me what is the truth. I'm like a human lie detector test. Even when people don't know themselves, I will figure out what it is that we need to shift in you. And for me, I need more time to do that, because I am me and I'm needing to reflect on myself. So with you and your independence, what truths have you found in the last week? Truths about what's happening for you, your triggers, these old patterns. I was thinking to myself, the way that I feel at the moment, it's like a 12-year cycle. Now, there's something to this, Spirit's telling me now. Right, I believe that the Chinese zodiac is a 12-year cycle. Let's check on that. And because we're at the year of the dragon right now, 12-year Chinese zodiac cycle. Yes, there are 12 Chinese zodiacs. This is what I want to tell you. I want you to think back to what was happening in your life 12 years ago. And I want you to think back to, and this is going to be hard to recall, so it's probably best to think about what age you were 12 years ago and then try and pinpoint what was going on. But there's something around this month that is clearing and healing things that were going on in our lives around 12 years ago. And it's also happening this week with the clearing of the full moon. And Spirit wants us to think about that. The mind, my mind has been so full. I went for acupuncture over the weekend and cleared my mind, cleared my liver. And it's because we're needing to get to this place of weightlessness, because when the mind is ruminating, we're not able to create space to notice the doors that are opening, and also we can't hear the truth, because the truth sits in here. It doesn't sit in here. This is all the logic and the lies that we tell ourselves and all the stories that we invent, which we all do to a certain degree, but we need to come back to that place. There are doors that have been opening, leading us toward something or back to something. And it's going to require that courage to walk through it. And what I realized as I was going through the week, because for me it's all a bit of an epiphany too, we need to go through life with the curiosity and being a bit naive, not thinking we know everything, because when our ego goes, oh, you know everything, like I said, something comes in to go, boom, this is something you didn't know about yourself. This is something, like I've noticed in the last week, I've got ailments in my body that I haven't felt for about 12 years, and I'm pinpointing to what has triggered that, which has been a really interesting journey for me. But remember, whatever door you have chosen to walk through, it is safe to walk through it. And we need to be present because there is a sense of excitement in the unknown. And the spiritual growth is coming in leaps and bounds with miracles. And miracles sometimes are in the form of pain, but when something has been divinely orchestrated, that pain will transform to power. As we move through the week, I was talking about seeing lifetimes before where karma is playing out now and the choices that we're making, especially in terms of how we are making decisions for other people or with other people we choose to do things with, we are taking on their karma too. And do you want to carry that weight, or are you looking at cutting that off? Now, I went to a show last week, Diary of a CEO, which is, a world internationally famous podcast. It's one of the very few podcasts that I listen to regularly. And Stephen Bartlett said, who's the podcast host, he's a multi-millionaire, very young man, very engaging, and I really like him. And this is something that stuck out. He said, hire slowly, but fire quickly. And he said that in your business life, in your personal life. Things take time to establish. As we know, relationships take time to establish. Finding the right people in your life take time to establish. But the moment someone shows you who they really are, and I'm not talking about our moments of anger or our moments of saying the wrong thing with people that we love. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that are wanting to destroy you. I'm talking about the people who are regularly betraying you, toxic people, people bringing you down. Fire them quickly and out, because we are taking on their karma by allowing them in our lives. We want to live in excess and abundance, and if people around us are not and are trying to pull you down because they don't want you to have that, fire quickly. Done. I was mentioning the Seven of Cups last week, and do you know what's coming up for me this week? Before I came online, they were showing me the Two of Wands reversed in my third eye. I have not pulled any cards. Two of Wands reversed. So we're going to look at how it applies to this week's Monday mantra in a minute. But why the Seven of Cups came up was more understanding in the choices we are making and having the key to our life. Because we can open so many doors and we can take a peek behind those doors, but then we need to feel inside our heart, even if it's painful, even if we're being triggered by certain things. Sometimes we know it's absolutely the right thing that we need to be doing. Building a business is not easy. Having a relationship is not easy. Having friendships, true friendships, we do challenge each other because we're different people, but we always just work it out if it's a true friendship. The unknown of what's behind your door will never really be known. What the contents of it, the contents are the juicy bits that we figure out as we go through the week. And you might find some gems and you might find some lessons, but it's nothing bad. This is what we have to all start to reprogram ourselves. I have to too. I have to remind myself. Everything that happens in our lives, we kind of put it in this good category or bad category. Oh my God, that's so bad. And yes, things do cause trauma in our lives, which we're all healing from. But if we look from the spiritual perspective, nothing is bad. It's all for our learning. It's all for our full expression. And not every life event and experience is here to destroy you. Not everything that looks beautiful on the outside actually is. Sometimes we need to chip away. It's like a rock, right? Did I bring up a rock recently? When we open the rock, sometimes there's a beautiful geode or a crystal or a whatever. Under that pressure, the pearl forms. Under the pressure, the diamond is created. But it's time for us to really decipher what we want and what is right for us. The sacred card came up, and in this instance, this is what Spirit wanted me to say and what I felt I needed to say. The whispers in nature, the flap of the wings of our winged friends are showing us a sacred direction. Have you been watching the sacred orchestration that has been coming together to help you make choices? Watch nature and learn. We often think we don't know what we do, but there is a sacred, we don't know what to do, but there is a sacred convergence that is helping us decide. No option you choose is wrong. It's all right, but it must be what you want and not what others want you to do or what you think is best for another. It needs to be best for you. The sacred card came up to remind us that we are sacred, and the things that are coming in are to awaken us. These epiphanies for huge transformation to spread our wings and fly. Like the sacred card were about the wings, about us. We can't fly. I'm watching a bird, one solo bird with its huge wingspan now flying past me as I'm talking about this. It's to spread our wings and fly. We can't fly when things are weighing us down. We need to feel that weightlessness. As we moved on, I talked about the ruminating mind again to remind us that we are needing to create space for these doors to open and lead us back to something, back to ourselves, back to someone, back to 12 years ago, whatever was going on in your life then. The key is in your hands now, and what are you going to do with it? Many doors have been unlocked, and the one you choose will make or break situations. It's not about the outcome at the moment. It's about making a choice. And do you know what the key is? The key is your commitment to that choice. To that choice. The key is the commitment to that choice. Make a choice and commit to build on it. Leave the rest up to the natural unfolding. Lots to unpack there. And remember, I'm always here for you. I'm only one person, and joining the waitlist is the best thing for you to do, because it will be divinely orchestrated when you see me, how you see me. And you know that you can always get a personalized meditation. You can get a mini reading, which are brief responses to any brief questions that you have. But the app, it's only $60 a year. I keep the platform off the app stores because they take such a huge percentage. Otherwise, I would be having to charge about $25 a month because of the costs of running an app. However, if you need to renew or you're wanting to become a member, email Kieran at soul33@gmail.com, or if you're needing a personalized meditation. Lots of you have been ordering them, and I've been getting some deep frequencies coming through me into those meditations for you to heal yourself in your own time. And remember, the meditations, they don't expire, meaning that when I create one for you, they're made to target different things. So you can do them from now until forever. And when you add parts to them, it's just adding another layer. And you will feel the depth of the meditations changing because you are changing. Kieran's the person to ask. If you're having any app issues, please don't sit in silence and be mad and irritated. Email Kieran so that we can sort things out for you. And she's got direct communication with our app developers. Okay, Two of Wands reversed. Let's unpack this. This week's Monday mantra I have set as, my home is where I'm safe, I nurture and take care of it. My home is where I am safe, I nurture and take care of it. Now, your home is not just your physical dwelling, but it's your body and the people around you that make you feel safe. So whatever you call home, it's up for review this week. And we are finally making a transition out of Mercury retrograde around the middle of the week. And we're going to begin to see things clearer. We also begin the week with a mystical and potentially moody full moon. Now, for me, it's always like a week before when I start feeling the effects of a full moon. So last week there were some points in my life where I knew I was needing to shift and change things within myself. So if you've been feeling moody, if you've been feeling upset, dig into the depths of your wounds from 12 years ago, whatever that means, to have this great release. What doesn't serve you anymore, and what's coming back, who it's coming back to, is going to be the most important thing that is part of the home that you are creating. There's no messing around with this full moon. It's leading you towards more depth, so lean into your feelings. It's hard to lean into feelings that feel bad, but some people, Spirit are telling me, are addicted to those bad feelings, so you need to learn how to heal those so you're not staying as a victim. It's also Earth Day on the 22nd. I've written a piece for Good magazine here in New Zealand, so if you Google Good NZ, you'll find my article, because there is a spiritual connection with Earth Day and us, which is what I'm elaborating on here. So it's a great time to look at how we're treating our home. And with Mercury transitioning back to direct, we'll soon start to feel a bit more secure, because we have been feeling insecure and we have been questioning our stability. And so it's safe now. It's safe to be where we are. It's safe to be home. It's safe to be in our bodies. There's a sense of lightness and clarity that's going to come in midweek, which we will need so that we can nurture and care for that commitment that we've been given the key to. Spirit has mentioned that some interventions and encounters that we've had recently may have been destabilizing, may have been triggering in some way. You may have been feeling the destabilizing encounters through the life of somebody else, not directly. You might have children that are having some issues, or friends or family members, but in some way they carry forward as poignant moments in time that will help you build your confidence if you choose to see it that way. You will start to see this as the right path and the right door that is opened up for you, not to hurt you. And you are not alone. Some of us have been feeling like the victim. We've been flitting in and out of that energy, or that we have been doing things that have gone unrecognized, taken for granted, or unappreciated. Seek out some help. But remember, and help, this could be through me, this could be through your practitioner, your counselor, your friend, your whoever. And start looking at the themes that are coming up. Because the theme of weaving between independence and interdependence, it's coming from a place of being empowered by our life experiences rather than being a victim. And we all have pity parties from time to time, but we must move through them. We can't avoid them. We have to go through it and be like, right, how am I coming out on the other end of this, knowing that I'm stronger, I'm safer, I feel more at home. Your skills, because we all have skills, are also going to give you strength this week. So the skills that you have are going to give you strength, and it's going to help you with a project or a relationship, so that your full attention is going to ensure its success. Now, that particular line is tying into May's energy. So you need to start thinking about projects that you're working on, or relationships that you're building and rebuilding, to give it its full attention, because commitment is the key. All distractions are moving away so that you can really focus on what or who you are meant to be committed to. There is progress being made on a deep level, and being who you are and fulfilling part of your soul purpose is happening now. Now, these can be great testing experiences, but one with great reward once we are through it. Now, let's have a look at the Two of Wands. Two of Wands reversed. I want you all just to close your eyes if you can, if you're not driving while you're listening to this. Now, the Two of Wands reversed is about your goals. It's about your dreams, what you are committing to. But something hasn't been fully aligned to that. There's been something that's come up that has rocked your core values, or you're re-questioning what your values are. So it's time again to reconnect with what is important so that we go into May knowing that our projects are solidified in fertile ground and fertile soil. It's like the intuitive plans are being created now to ask ourselves, is this what we want? Are we ready to take the plunge and fully commit? It's going to be that mystery of like the unknown territories, but it's going to reconnect us with our truth. I'm actually getting very lightheaded when I'm talking about this. I actually feel like I'm going to faint. So if you're feeling lightheaded, we're going to ground ourselves now. So we want to see energy now and in the color of your choice coming through your crown chakra. Now, each side of you, on your left-hand side and your right-hand side, there are two poles, and you are holding on to these poles, holding on to them, not with dear life, but holding on to them like they are giving you that stability and that security that you need. Now, that lightheadedness that I'm feeling is moving now down into your feet, giving you that safety of home, home in your body, home in your physical dwelling, home in your relationships. Your Monday mantra: my home is where I am safe. I nurture and take care of it. My home is where I am safe. I nurture and take care of it. I'm always here for you. Join a wait list, book a mini reading or a personalized meditation if you need me. It is always the right time when you see me. But keep meditating. Your homework has a full moon meditation, but you can add in any other full moon meditation within the moon phase section. You want to stop doing the full moon one by Wednesday. And on Wednesday night, you want to stop doing your Mercury retrograde meditations, okay? And just stick with the homework and whatever else you want to do. Have a wonderful week, and I'm still feeling lightheaded, so I'm actually going to go outside and ground myself, and you might want to do that too. I'll speak to you very soon. Sending you so much love.